Welcome back. We're joined by Bruce Wolpe from the United States Studies Center. Bruce, thank you for your time as always.
Good morning. Another high-wire day in Washington.
Absolutely. It seems like Donald Trump was shooting from the hip a bit and really huge ramifications.
Huge ramifications. It's something he's wanted to do for a long time, since even before he became president.
Well, he's done it once.
He's done it once, and he wants to get out of the wars in the Middle East, and he's done this, but very precipitous, unexpected. A phone call with Erdogan in Turkey, and he said, I'm going to get out of your way so that you can go into northern Syria. And people are worried that the Kurds are endangered and that also ISIS will be reconstituted. And his allies in Capitol Hill, his Republican friends, Lindsey Graham, Liz Cheney, Marco Rubio, are giving him really serious pushback on this.
And it's just extraordinary, the tone. We have a few of the tweets here that he sent out overnight. He said, as I've stated strongly before, and just to reiterate, if Turkey does anything that I, in my great and unmatched wisdom, consider to be off limits, I will totally destroy and obliterate the economy of Turkey. I've done it before. And it seems like he wasn't backing away from any of these furious tweets that he sent out, because he was saying it again in a press conference shortly after.
I have told Turkey that if they do anything outside of what we would think is humane, to use the word a second time, we talk about Hong Kong, we talk about this, they could suffer the wrath of an extremely decimated economy.
Bruce, this kind of rhetoric is just extraordinary.
Social media is exploding with it, and a lot of people have never heard a president of the United States talk this way. And so people are just absorbing that. But in political terms, the president is under siege. Impeachment is pending. He needs his Republican allies. And here's something that's really dividing them from him, as they will likely face an impeachment trial in the Senate. So the question is confidence in the president at a time of great stress, and that's kind of wanting right now.
Where do you think this goes to from here? We've seen him back down once before, but it doesn't seem likely this time.
He may find a way to weave through so that things are not as precipitous on the ground in Syria. Turkey is restrained and so forth. But damage has been done today. So you have that issue. And then there are just other issues he's dealing with. The China trade talks are coming up later this week. In North Korea, there was a failure of the talks over the weekend on nuclear weapons. And so, again, in a time of stress for him, does he have the ability to seal deals that were to the lasting benefit of the United States? A lot of people think, China, you're weak, Mr. President. You want a deal before the election. Well, that gives us a stronger position going into the trade talks. North Korea, you need a nuclear deal with us. Well, maybe we'll take a harder line because you need the deal so much. So all these things are in the mix as we go into this period.
And you have to look at this latest development, too, in the context of the impeachment inquiry. There are more blows being landed on the president than anyone really would have predicted. He's looking a lot more vulnerable than he was even a week ago.
It's true. And just overnight, there are subpoenas that have gone to the Pentagon looking for information on the aid to Ukraine. And they've gone to the Treasury Department as well. And so there are cascading events in which Congress tries to keep getting information. The House Intelligence Committee wants to build a very strong case. They think it's a rather simple case, political interference in diplomacy on behalf of the president. They want to flesh it out. They will hear from the former ambassador to Ukraine later this week. They'll hear from other witnesses. And I think that they continue to move very promptly to bring this to a conclusion this side of Christmas.
And when you look at this in the context of the election as well, this is something where obviously Trump is feeling a bit under pressure, and the Democrats really do seem to be firing up.
They're firing up, and they're in the midst of a 2-week recess at home, and members are going back to their electorates and listening to voters. There hasn't been as much pushback on impeachment as the conventional wisdom indicated. So people kind of understand what's going on, because they do understand the new ground that's being broken here on using foreign policy for personal political purposes. So I think the Democrats are moving forward with a stronger sense of confidence right now.
What are the chances, though, really, that he could actually be convicted in this impeachment inquiry with the Senate numbers in his favor?
Still quite uphill. I mean, there would have to be some more truly explosive developments that unfold. That's not the case so far. But some more instances of what's happened here in Syria this morning could shake the confidence of Republicans. And they look at Mike Pence and they say, well, you're a trusted guy. You know, we can do business with you. And at the end of the day, they will make a calculation, too. Is my staying with the president helpful for me next November when I face senators, representatives, when I face the polls at the same time?
Never a dull day in U.S. politics.
More to come.
Bruce Wolpe, thank you for your time.